How Dan Hurley built UConn into an offensive juggernaut, and repeat title contender. A few weeks removed from his second consecutive loss in the opening round of the NCAA tournament, this time to 12th-seeded New Mexico State in stunning fashion, Dan Hurley, the humbled and hurting head coach at Connecticut, invited shooting guard Jordan Hawkins to his office. By then, Hurley knew that changes were needed to enliven UConn's offense. Back-to-back March Madness defeats in which the Huskies shot 7 for 23 from three-point range and only scored 22 points in first halves against the Aggies in 2022 and Maryland a year prior had exposed one of the program's flaws. Hurley's house blend of punch-out toughness, crazed intensity and phone booth defense could only take Connecticut so far. What UConn needed was an imaginative offensive elixir. Without a high-powered offense and being able to score the ball, Hurley told Fox Sports, "You can't win a six-game tournament." Hurley knew that Hawkins was someone who would catalyze change. A 6'5", 185-pound gunner, Hawkins had attempted more shots from beyond the arc than inside it during a modest freshman season. But the coaches saw enough behind the scenes to believe they'd found the sport's best movement shooter in a decade. The kind of player capable of running defenders ragged off screens and then punishing them with barrages of three-pointers necessitated by the analytical and international concepts UConn vowed to fuse. Hurley showed Hawkins just how many three-pointers Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry, both of the Golden State Warriors in the NBA, had attempted during their respective college careers. "You've got to get this many," Hurley said. The desire to showcase Hawkins' three-point shooting was about far more than simply maximizing the talents of an ascending player, though that, too, proved prescient as Hawkins went on to bury 109 three-pointers in 39 games, 6 shy of the program's single-season record, while leading UConn to its 5th national championship. More broadly, Hurley's choice reflected his deepening commitment to a multi-year philosophical shift on the offensive end of the floor. An evolution designed with greater NCAA tournament success in mind. Hurley and his assistants envisioned a movement-based offense that emphasized off-ball screening over isolation plays or traditional pick-and-rolls. They dreamed of a roster stuffed with high-level passers, shooters and game processors, who could operate a system culled largely from overseas concepts. Change arrived in the form of a 4-pronged plan that would touch nearly every corner of the program. From rewriting the core offensive principles to revising the player profiles used in recruiting, from reconfiguring the coaching staff's study habits to rearranging the way practice time was apportioned. "I feel like there's less pressure on you as a coach when you can win a game in non-rock fight fashion," Hurley said. "When you can go on runs, it's more fun, and it's less pressure to get a stop. I think you coach more relaxed. My mental health is much better embracing offense." There were incremental improvements during Hurley's first 4 years as he replenished the dregs of former coach Kevin Ollie's regime, elevating Connecticut from 85th in offensive efficiency in 2018-19 to 22nd by the 2021-22 campaign. Then the Huskies slammed the accelerator to win a national championship last season, marauding through the NCAA tournament with a dizzying paradox of choreographed improvisation that left opponents chasing ghosts. Their average margin of victory was 20 points per game. The possibility that this year's group might be even better means Connecticut, which is 31-3 overall and earned the NCAA tournament's overall #1 seed, has a legitimate chance to become the first repeat champion since Florida in 2006 and 2007. A successful run through the Big East tournament last week means UConn will enter the Big Dance ranked #1 in the country for offensive efficiency, #6 for effective field goal percentage and #6 in assist rate. Every member of the starting lineup is ranked among the top 26 players in the country by evanmedia.com and averages at least 10.8 points per game. Hurley's current roster is averaging nearly 6 more points per 100 possessions than the title-winning group from a season ago. "Anytime you played Danny's teams in the past, you knew you had to win a street fight," said Manhattan head coach John Gallagher, whose team lost to UConn in late November, during an interview with Fox Sports. "Now in the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 years, you gotta go into the library and win the debate, too." I don't think he gets enough credit for evolving as one of the best coaches